What's going on, guys? PXCam20 back in with a brand new video. We are here for daily race C around Interlagos, and I have been enjoying this race. I've been having a lot of fun, but I am not gonna lie to you guys, this race gave me a heart attack and a half just because of all the craziness and all the drama that happened with my pedals. So I'm just gonna give you guys a quick backstory of my pedals and why they failed. I do use a Logitech G29, and unfortunately those pedals do not line up properly with my rig, and due to that I had to use the alternative of duct tape. So duct tape is what is holding down my G29 pedals to the frame, and I know it sounds ghetto, but hey, it works, and I've been able to actually be very competitive with this. So I never had this issue before, just because I usually replace the duct tape, but since I was grabbing a new wheel here soon, I decided to just keep the old duct tape on, not replace it, and basically this was the result. So before we jump into the race, if you guys really enjoy the content, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps out the channel when you guys do so. Anyways, that is enough promoting myself. Let's jump straight into this wacky race. Jumping to the race now, we get our 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Starting off in 7th place. Once again, we're gonna cross the start finish line, as we have not been able to get a really great qualifying time on our USA account, but we take it very easy into turn number 1 as the car right behind us actually goes spinning. You can see in the mini map that he went spinning right behind us, and we got very lucky there, because I took it very easy into turn number 1, and the car right behind us ended up spinning out. Could have easily collected us and sent us to the Shadow Realm, but luck was on our side this time, and we were able to kind of pull away from the 8th place, since you can see now we have about a 1.5 second gap away from him. So this is really great for us. What we have to do here is just focus on the cars right ahead of us, and we should be all right here, since it's now like only a 7-car pack instead of like a 20-car pack. But onto the right-hander, Stock Car Racer makes a little bit of contact with the Canadian of Sylvia right ahead, and he earns himself a 1-second penalty for that slight itty-bitty contact, and that's gonna hurt him here, as he's gonna have to serve his penalty on the next lap. Might get overtaken by me and be a pink girl, and that 5th place is gonna turn to a 7th real quick. But on the final corner here, we're just trailing right behind Be a Pink Girl and seeing if we can find any type of gap to attempt an overtake, especially as it's really early in the race. We're on the soft compound tires. Not sure where these guys are at on the compound is. We are only given 2 compounds, the softs and the mediums. We decided we're gonna start on the softs, use those softs all the way up until like lap 6 or 7. We're gonna switch off to mediums now as we attempt the overtake on the inside of Be a Pink Girl. Stock Car Racer gets a little bit squirrely right there. As you can see, he's using alien technology, moving left and right in the matter of half a second, and trying to distract us here as Be a Pink Girl gets overtaken by us. We are now up into 6th, past the penalty zone, and now we get Stock Car Racer for an easy 5th place position after he had a service penalty. So we now set our sights on the Canadian Sylvia Drift right ahead of us in the Viper, and we're just gonna take things very nice and easy, because we don't want to push ourselves into a position where we're gonna accidentally make contact with her and force ourselves into a 1-second penalty, as we almost make contact with the rear heading to that right-hander. But you can see we're still staying right back behind, just taking it nice and smooth. We don't want to abuse our tires as well, because we are going for the 1 stop. We do have to make these tires last all the way up until lap number 6 or 7, and then we can easily just switch off to mediums, and those should last easily about 7-8 laps here. So if we do everything correctly, then we should be alright. So we get a little bit loose coming out of that final corner and jump into lap number 3. So on to lap number 3. We are still right behind Sylvia, but Sylvia goes a little bit wide off of that left-hander, and whenever you go wide on there, touch that green AstroTurf, you're always asking for a half a second penalty, and that is exactly what happened to Sylvia right here, as she is now having to serve a half a second penalty on the next lap. All we have to do now is just stay right behind her, not let that gap increase larger than a half a second, and we should be able to get that 4th place spot easily away from her now, as we jump into the right-hander here on the final sector. So On the final couple of corners, you can see that things are starting to get a little bit interesting here on the front pack, as the first, second, and third are fighting really hard with each other, and all that fighting is just slowing them down and pushing them to us. But we're stuck right behind Sylvia, so we're not really able to make that much time to them, because Sylvia's looking like she's struggling a little bit with the tires. So I'm assuming that she's on the mediums just because she's not able to really get the traction down compared to us. But maybe it's just her struggling with the Viper right there, or just trying to avoid making contact with them. As we go into turn number 1, she actually misses her braking point, hits out TPC right ahead of us, pushes him out of the way, and due to that, she now got a 2-second penalty, and that increased her half a second penalty to a 2.5-second penalty. So Sylvia just basically destroying her own race here as we now head into the penalty zone. We easily overtake her, go through her ghost, and we are now promoted into 4th place. So 4 laps, 3 positions. So far this race is going perfect for us, but again, we have to make sure that we conserve our soft tires. As you can see on the bottom left hand side, that our tire wear is starting to increase drastically as the laps start winding down to lap number 13. But fortunately, we do have enough tire wear and enough pace to kind of stay right behind this genesis of loops. But in the second sector, where all the technical sections at, you can see that we are actually losing a little bit of time on the exits there, as Loops looks like he's getting a much better exit than us, and so we just kind of have to push a little bit harder to try to stay with him as we come out of the final corner here now and head our way to the front stretch for the 4th time. So jumping a little more forward into the race, you can see that Loops is able to actually increase the lead, and he actually caught up to the top 2 guys. And so this is not good for us because we weren't able to stay with them. And judging on the fact that they're just running way faster than us, I'm assuming that they're on the soft. So we're basically all 4 on the same strategy. But you can see first and second actually coming to the pit here on lap number 6. We decided to stay out, see if we can try to get an overcut done, because I didn't want to come out right behind traffic. And you can see on the minimap that Sylvia and Stock Car Racer actually stayed out on the track. So what I'm assuming is that the 2 cars that came into the pits are going to come out right behind those 2 guys, and they're going to have to battle with them for track position in order to try to catch up to us. So we're going to do the overcut here and just come into the pits. But while we're on the pits, this is kind of where everything started to kick off with the pedals. So I'm actually gonna stop commentating right here, and I'm just gonna go straight into the live stream that I did, and you guys are gonna see in real time exactly what happened with my pedals. Bia's got a 5-second gap from us. Oh, stop! Oh no! My throttle, my pedals are off. Oh no! The duct tape fell off. Oh no, the duct tape, it fell off. Oh. I gotta, okay, hold on. Might have to push pause. Yeah, I have to push pause. Hold up, guys. Alright, we're back. Had to do some quick repairs. So all that craziness basically happened to me live while I was doing the live stream, and we were very fortunate that it didn't really hurt us that much. I mean, we did lose 2 positions, we did get half a second penalty, but it definitely could have been a lot worse, especially if the pedals would have fallen completely off of the rig. Then we really wouldn't have anything to you know, accelerate or brake. But luckily there was some duct tape that was barely hanging on, and luckily it only affected us to lose 2 positions and half a second penalties. So jumping into lap number 12, we were actually starting to run down a little bit via Pink Girl, as you can see that the gap was starting to close here. She actually got overtaken by the Viper, so I'm assuming that the Viper is on the soft compound tires, and Bia Pink Girl was on the mediums, or vice versa. But for some reason Bia Pink Girl was really struggling here, and you can see that we are now closing the gap every single corner. So I'm pretty sure she's a little bit worried here, since she knows that we do have fresh mediums, and we're just, you know, every single corner just chipping away on that gap and just trying to see if we can find a spot to overtake as we take a little peek onto the inside here, onto the right-hander, but just a little too far back. Be way too optimistic to try to make that overtake as she gets a little bit loose on the exit. But heading into the third sector here, we're just showing her that we are on her rear bumper and trying to force her into a mistake, as still on the exit she's just getting very, very loose. So again, just not sure if that WRX is just really, really bad with the tire wear, but you can see that she's struggling a lot now. As we come out of the final corner, we get a better exit than her, take a peek onto the inside, and it's not going to be side-by-side drag racing down to the straight, and we are able to get her right before the start finish line and complete the overtake. So that was really, really great for us, because now we just have to take a very defensive line going to turn number 1. But after that, if we have a good enough gap, all we have to do is just make sure that we run on our racing line, and maybe we can catch up to the Canadian of Sylvia. She's only about 1.3 seconds away from us. So what we have to do here is just not worry about Pink Girl right behind us, and just hit our marks, try to see if we can catch up to her right up ahead, and maybe we can come home with a 4th place position after all the craziness and drama that happened throughout the race. So see that right behind Pink Girl is now starting to form a little train, and that's actually starting to worry me a little bit. I'm trying to manage my way through here and not look behind me, because if one of those guys pass via Pink Girl, I'm assuming that those guys are on the softs and are running way, way faster than I am. And you can see now that Via Pink Girl did lose a position to Blackstorm. So things are starting to get a little bit worrying for me, because Blackstorm is only 6/10 away from us, and we have only 1 sector left. But you never know, we can easily make a mistake here. The pedals could fail once again, because I'm not sure if those duct tape was secured all the way. But off the final corner, luckily everything held up for one final lap, and Sylvia was able to stretch the gap from us. But after everything that happened, we're gonna come home in a 5th place position, and I honestly can't be much more thankful than that, because we honestly should have lost a lot more positions due to the drama that happened with the pedals falling off and the position that we started off in, especially with all the penalties that have been going on this race. So very, very interesting race. I know I had a heart attack and a half on this race, but again, 5th place, I'll take it. I wish I could have gone for a 4th, but I don't know. I feel like the RCZ has just been struggling a lot on a couple parts on the track, and I just got to kind of find that car that's going to work really, really well with my driving style and be able to contend at the end, because that's where my main issue has been, is on the end of the stints. I just use up my tires way too much and abuse them, and unfortunately it just doesn't allow me to push as hard as I want to on the final, on each stint. So we're gonna take the 5th place once again, 2 positions up, and we'll see what we can do here as the week progresses, as we're gonna try to just get better, qualifying times just get faster, and just be a lot more consistent as the week progresses. So let me know how you guys have been doing around here. I'm really enjoying this race, especially because there's an actual strategy aspect to this. But yeah, let me know how Daily Race C, B, and A have been treating you guys. Comment that down in the comments down below. And since you guys made it this far into the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as again, it really helps out the channel when you guys do so. And if you guys want to follow me on the Twitters, Instagram, or on Discord, you can find all those links in the description down below. And once again, since you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.